or as I should say, Ohayo gozaimasu. Good morning. It's pretty much 3:40 a.m. where I am at the moment. I just woken up to seeing alerts on my social media about WonHobby Gallery 2022 Autumn, which is currently being held in Akihabara, Tokyo, Japan. I didn't plan on this, so I'm going to be rambling on with crap. So, basically, WonHobby Gallery is a showcase, and this one's organized by Good Smile Company, if I'm not mistaken, and they do it about 4 times a year. So there'll be one in the winter, spring, summer, and autumn. So it pretty much showcases new figures. It could be the latest prototypes, unpainted, with or some of them may well be just drawings of the actual ideas or characters from the different anime IPs out there, or even games. And sometimes we also get the painted versions of the prototypes we saw in the previous WonHobbies. And it's pretty much a gallery of, items that gonna be draining your wallet for the next year. So as you could see on the screen at the moment, we have the gallery from the official website. I'll drop the link below. I mean, I'm sure if you're a hobbyist, you'll have the link anyway. And the gallery can be filtered according to skills, nendoroids, figments, pop-up rates, plastic models. I'm gonna do it all products. I'm gonna go random, and let's get on with the show. Right. Okay. This is a Figma of Power from Chainsaw Man. I used to like Figmas. I only have a few. The obvious attraction to Figmas is the posability. A lot of people do not like the joints, as you can see. That's quite ugly. Certain characters, depending on the design, the joints can be concealed, but like for example, the knee joints from the front looks alright, but there's no way you could hide that. But the plus point to Figmas are the posability. You pretty much can do a lot. I mean, if you are a fan of Kenta Shinohara, the guy who does animation on social media, on his Instagram and on YouTube by the name Animus, he does a lot of Figma animations, and you can pretty much do what you like with them. Build-wise, Figmas are pretty much sturdy. They're not according to scale, but yeah, I think it's 1/12 though, but they've never put it out there as what scale it is. Yeah. I won't be getting her, but then again, we're going to get a few Chainsaw Man stuff, obviously, with it being really hyped up this season. Yes, Hayakawa Aki, and nendoroid form with his katana and his top knot. Unfortunately, with the galleries, they don't really give out the other poses or what kind of faceplates that they would have. We might get further updates of this. But yeah, since I've already gotten the first two, this is definitely gonna be in my pre-order list. And of course, Makima. That's definitely joining the Chainsaw Man pre-order list. And lastly, Kobeni. I quite like Kobeni. She's funny. A lot of people don't like her. Well, that's their problem. She's really funny, but unfortunately, there's one person missing here. We don't have Himeno. The joke is, I think GSC should have Barf as a bonus item. So anyway, next, yes. So we have a pop-up bread of power. Makima, Hayakawa Aki, Kobeni. Oh, at last we do have Himeno. So it'll be quite interesting to see what they're like. I prefer actual skills, but I have to admit the current skills of, well, the one that's from, I think it's from Eastream. I think that they've got one for Denji. That's a bit big for me, for what little space I have left. The power pose is too much like the manga, and Aniplex has one for Makima, which unfortunately looks very uninspired. But I don't know, I might change my mind and go ahead and probably think about those figures if I change my mind. Onwards to the next hyped anime this year, Spy Family. We've got Damien Desmond. Since I've already got the other three as well, but yeah, I do hope they have Fiona Frost in one form or other, skill preferably, and my wish has come true. Hitori Bochi from Goto Hitori from Bochi the Rock. I do hope that she'll come with a guitar, and I do hope she'll have the whole band with her. Preferably, I would hope somebody, a maker like Alter, pick these guys up, because we've already had the K-On! Girls, and that would be brilliant. Knowing Alter, they'll have great, Alter sculpting, detailing, paint work is top notch. So Alter, don't disappoint us. Right, I don't admit to have watched everything, but Blue Lock is currently one of the big animes this season, and now with the World Cup, it's something that a lot of people are being hyped about. So, and therefore I do not know who these characters are. So we've got Isagi, Yoichi, Bachira, Meguru, and I think this is the main character though, Nagi Seishiro, and this is on its nendoroid form. If you've noticed anything that's got predominantly male cast in the IP, it tends to be picked up by Orange Rouge. So Haikyuu, Tokyo Revengers. Anyway, onwards. Yeah, I'm not a gamer, unfortunately. Apex Legends, Octane. So for you Apex, Raid of Shadows fans, kidding. Yes, the famous Rizalin Stout from Atelier Riza. Wonderful Works. I'm not too sure what Wonderful Works, who Wonderful Works are. But that looks quite nice. The detailing is very nice. I've seen her other skills before. I'm not a fan of, I've never seen or played the game or whatever, but I quite like that detailing. That reminds me of what's the name? Kanao Suyuri that I bought recently that was delayed for ages. Yeah, this looks really nice. So, as you know, with the prices of skills these days, If this is below 20,000, I'll be right surprised. 20,000 yen. Okay, onwards to Atelier Sophie 2, Alchemist of Mysterious Dream, the android of Sophie Neunmuller. I think she was featured in the previous OneFest or WonHobby Unpainted, but there you go. And yes, I think we had alerts for this Cuphead last WonHobby as well, in the form of drawings. So at last we've got the prototypes painted for us to look at. Not really sure what Cupheads are, but there you go. Looks quite nice. Danganronpa. Yes. This is something that I've never got into before. I'm aware of who Junko and her half black and white bear is. Yeah, it goes to show this is the person who's doing a stream on figures and not knowing who the hell they are. My comments on pop-up parades, I don't know. They are quite alright. Well, the ones that I bought so far though, I've never had any issues. Probably because they tend to be, when I do go for pop-up parades, they tend to be figures of which I find not really on the top of my list with regards to characters that I like from any series. Well, so it might be a character from a passing anime that I fancied and would like a figure of and not wanting to spend money on it, which is a bad thing because you end up with lots of pop-up parades and not displaying them. Onwards to, so we'll have more Danganronpa pop-up parades here. Oh my god. So we got Sumiki Mika, Naigi Makoto, and Hinata Hajime. So for all you Danganronpa fans out there, Delta Rune, again, sounds like a game. No idea what this is. Reminds me of Vivi with glasses from Final Fantasy IX. Ah yes, another game, Elden Ring. Again, well, if you're a big fan of Elden Ring, perhaps you wouldn't mind having an Nendoroid of a jar. More Elden Ring Nendoroids. We've got here Rani and Vagabond. So pardon my lack of excitement because I don't play the game. So here we've got a Figma of Fluted Armor, a game from the Demon Soul on the PS5. Remember when I was talking about joints? So when it comes to Figmas of people in suits or armor, you know, having a ball joint may well be more acceptable. So this looks really cool. So for example, that will be concealing the ball joint from the back, and this will be a superb Figma to own. Onwards, from Hades, this is Megaira. Again, I'm not really a big fan of this, but I think I saw her in the previous OneFest as a drawing. Yes, the Good Smile Hello series. Not really a big fan, although I have 3 of them. I have the Kill Kill girls from the Hello series. I really am not sure why they're doing this kind of figures. It's kind of like obviously it's a money-making thing. The only thing they could do is probably tilt the heads or turn the heads around, and you can't do anything with the hands. So they're probably like little trinkets you could put on your computer table. It lacks the possibility of an Android. Okay, Legend of Mana, this is Shiloh. and Serafina. So we'll see her painted hopefully either before or for the WonHobby winter next year. Right, onwards. Max Factory, Little Nightmares, Nendoroid 6. Again, more game characters which I do not know about. Intelligent Systems is another company that is kind of new to me. I've not heard about them. So this looks really nice. I quite like the metallic sheen to the paintwork and the detailing on the flames. Again, another character from a game, presumably. And who wouldn't know who this girl is? Chun-Li. I think I've seen... I thought that she was already released, but that's my mistake then. I think it was just a drawing that I saw from a previous One Fest. Okay, onwards. We've got the game Slime Rancher, Beatrix Labo. Again, no idea who this is. Oh yeah, this guy's from Helltaker, Cerberus. That's a nice take of it. Instead of having 3 heads, they have 3 actual characters. Anyway, onwards. More from Helltaker, Modeus. I have no idea who they are, but yeah, there's a few Helltaker nendoroids recently, so any fans of them will be enjoying themselves, emptying their wallet. Basil, again, I have no idea what this is. And Mori Calliope. This is crazy. I'm not a fan of... I don't really follow VTubers, but I first encountered Mori Calliope from the Trash Taste podcast, and so basically she's now based in Japan. She's a singer, and she's on the Hololive English, and she's just kickstarted. I mean, she's been a musician for a longest time, but she's just kickstarted her actual, more professional looking music career, from what I gathered. Like, she had gigs in Tokyo using the technology used for the likes of Hatsune Miku, because you get to see her on stage. If you are a fan of Trash Taste, you probably know who she is. I think I know, but again, it's not fair to, people have a dual personality for a reason when it comes to becoming a VTuber. But yeah, more power to her. Fantastic. Oh, we've got a little comment. Let's see who we have. Hello, Amidat Zulkifli. I know who you are. Yes. Taklah collect, tapi kalau menarik tu saya beli. So anyway, onwards. So yeah, Mori, I think I'll get her because although I'm not a follower of Mori Calliope, I'm aware of who she is. As much as I had bought what's her name, Iron Mouse. Again, both these characters were, I knew about them just because of the Trash Taste podcast. Okay, onwards to Gorgura. Again, I only know of her from one YouTube video where she was singing the song. I thought she's cute, so I have an Android now. Probably not get pop rate because I think her Nendoroid's just fine on its own. More Hololive Nendoroids, Shion Murasaki. Choko Yuzuki. I think this will be from the Hololive Japan bunch, obviously, with their full Japanese name. Watame Tsunomaki Lami Yukihana. You see what happens if you like VTube? If I were to like VTubers, I'll be dead. I have to buy all this. And look, there's 5 more coming. So yeah. Sakamata Chloe. Why do they have only one? Oh, I see. Kuroi, that's Rui, that's Rabras Darkness, that's Kyori and Irua. Sorry, I'm not Nihongo Jozu as of yet, so I'm a bit slow when it comes to reading. Onwards. Right, Niji Sanji is another VTuber platform. It's generally Japanese. This is Lise Hellester, but I think, if I'm not mistaken, they have now opened up to non-Japanese VTubers as well. So Guts, I mean, as good as this series is, I'm ashamed to say I've not read Blizzard. Unfortunately, as you know, Miura Kentaro has passed on, but yeah, we'll see. I only started collecting mangas recently, and I need to read them and not just collect them. So yeah, once I finish more than half of what I've bought recently, I'll probably give this a shot. Anyway, onwards. Attack on Titan. I've stopped watching Attack on Titan after season 1, so I have no idea of who these guys are. So Jean Kirstein, I remember who Sasha is. She's the potato girl. And Annie Leonard. And there's another one. Oh yes, this thing, the Card Titan. The only problem with is, if I'm not mistaken, obviously they can't make it to scale, because otherwise this will be a massive nendoroid. So, you know, the hype's not over yet. So once you've got an nendoroid, you need to have an nendoroid doll. So it looks like Aaron and Erwin will have dolls coming soon. A couple of cuckoos. I have started watching this after reading the first few chapters of the manga. Now, it's got a good premise, but I think at the time when I was reading this, it was like I had a bunch of high school, manga or anime set in a high school. So, for example, I'm currently actively reading Komi-san no Komyushu desu, Komi-kan Communicate. So, and then there's also Ejire Naide, Nagatoro-san. You'll get lost in the story when everything's about the same setting. I mean, even reading Chainsaw Man at the moment is in a high school setting. So you get lost, which probably means the story isn't as compelling as I thought. The premise is quite interesting, though. Basically, it's about 2 kids being switched at birth at the hospital. So the boy, who is actually the son of a rich couple, was swapped with a girl that was born to a pair of delinquents who now runs a ramen shop. So Sachi Umeno here is the younger daughter of the delinquent. So basically, she's living with the brother, who is actually not her brother. if you can keep up with that. So the shenanigans in this would be her brother, who's not her brother, doesn't really fancy her sister, And now that he is not her brother, she thinks she can fancy him. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, this will be great for posability. I'm eyeing her skill though. I think that's going to be won by Aniplex. But it'll be her in her cafeteria getup. So we'll see. I'm definitely getting her nendoroid though. Oh yeah, I think the nendoroids are already out for pre-order, and so Stakina. Oh yes, way to go GSC. This I'll get. I wonder what the Takina one would look like. So yeah, so I think I'd rather get this one. Well, I'm definitely not getting the Figma, but yeah. So Chisato. Dare? Hori Kyoko. Oh, Horimiya. Aye. Yes. This is another high school setting romance. I think the boyfriend's out already. Hey, Nazuna. Oh god, they need more. She needs to be. Her eyes needs to squint a lot more. So I hope her faceplate will help grow. I can't remember which other anime it was that would have girls. Oh yes, girls from Horikoshi's My Hero Academia tend to have squints. Probably it's a cute thing. I've heard about love flops. I think it's an ecchi anime. Because screenshots I saw on flipping social media looks a bit dodge. Yes. Kotobun Hanayome. Now, this one for some reason for this past year, there's so many figures of these girls coming out, but this date style version is now making me really want to get them, and you can't get just the one, you need to get the 5, and unfortunately this isn't a 4,000 yen figure. This is going to be, I think it's at least 20 odd thousand. So imagine spending $1,000 US on 5 girls. My favorite is Yotsuba. But yeah, GSC when it comes to sculpting, they're really good. Oh, more Shinobu. There you go. I only have seen the first 2 episodes. It is heavy. Somebody told me to try not to read too much into the little subtext and just watch it as it is. So yeah, I've got a few of their skills by, I can't remember, Max Factory or GSC. No, it's by Max Factory. I find their poses quite nice, but because a lot of them have come out in the last 5 to 10 years, the aftermarket prices are a bit nuts. Anyway, that's nice to see Shinobu. Panty and stockings got a belt. Why do I have a feeling that this looks like something from... Oh, it's by Gainax. God, it feels very, very Trigger. So that's a stocking and that was panty. And there you go. The pop-up parade. I've never watched Fairy Tail, but I really loved her B style from Freeing because of that. Because of the fact I've not read nor watched this. It was no justification together, but she's quite cute. So she's now in a Virgo form. Not sure what that is, but it looks like a maid's costume to me. Next, Bato and Kusanagi. Motoko. Why? I don't know. Anyway, next. The ice guy and his cool female colleague. I have not watched this nor read this. Fuyutsuki. Suki. Oh, Fuyu is winter, Suki is moon. Winter moon. And this must be the ice guy. Himuro. No game, no life. Shui. Here you go. But because she's wearing her armor, then perhaps you could live with that. Yes. My Hero Academia. Boku no Hero Academia. Hawks. I'm a fan of the Belfine MHA figures. At first, I didn't quite like seeing those little words that they have printed out. Sculpted out with those figures, but then it adds to the comic feel of the actual presentation, and I'm more into waifus, obviously. So my Belfine collection of MHA characters are biased towards the glasses. So I'm really looking forward to see whether or not we'll see any prototype, because I think they're going to do, I know they're going to do one of Miruko, but that was only a drawing of her character, not exactly of how they're going to pose it. Ruby, I saw bits of this. I think it was a remake, so I'm not too sure. She's not one of the main 4 characters, if I remember correctly. Yeah, Vaishne is one of the characters. That's quite nice. Yeah, I think with characters like Ruby, for example, because of the fact of the can you imagine if you had figments of people from Kumi can't communicate? It's kind of pointless. But if you have something from an action series like Ruby, for example, it'll be great to have them all posed differently. But one thing with me when it comes to displaying characters, I tend, for example, my nendoroids, they tend to be displayed with a playset. So I like dioramas. So it'll be quite jarring to see, for example, a bunch of figmas posing, fighting in front of books on the bookshelf. But that's me. But yeah, and of course, if I have the time and knowledge, it'll be great to do animation. Love Life, yes. I'm not into idol animes, so not gonna be. I did want to try watching Love Life a long time ago. Was that Love Life? No, that was something else. I think that was Idol Master. It's all the same thing to me. Yeah, it's gonna be a million girls to collect. Pop Thing Epic. This is something that I've not tried to get into. I've only watched one episode. Very left field. There's a few of this anime going about that's very left field. This one, and then there's another one called Robocon. I haven't got the chance to try them out yet, but yeah. Scale figures for new types anime magazine And obviously, Kadokawa here is cashing in on the three girls just because they came out on the cover. Ava has been churning out figures. I mean, fair enough. The last film was about 2 years ago, but it's been around for 20 odd years. So yeah, go ahead, make your money. But for me, the problem would be I have figures of Asuka and Ayana Mirei here. When I first started collecting, I think I bought one of Kotobukiya first, and then I bought her the jacketed figure of her from Bio Alter. And at that time, especially the Alter one, her resale price was ridiculous. I managed to find her at a reasonable price on a, I think on Mandarake. Suddenly they had 3. And then over the months they announced newer figures. So I actually got her Amakuni / Ami Ami figure of her with the scythe. Don't ask me which weapon she was holding, but and that was even a reissue. And then you'll start saying, "Oh, that looks great. That looks great." So it's a bit difficult. I'd rather buy one of each, and not forgetting they have the Radio Eva characters as well, which I have pre-ordered because they've done the re-release of the first range. Again, I'm only buying Asuka and Rei. Right, now what have we got? Oh yes, this was a million years ago. I was in university at that time. Genso Maden Sayuki. Obviously, the Zeroin must be a newer incarnation. Yeah, a bunch of, I can't remember what the premise was, but they look like a bunch of priests or something with guns. I'm totally out of my depth here, but I've only got one of the manga because I bought it at the bookshop thinking, oh, let's start reading this. And obviously, that was 20 odd years ago. I think it was a Tokyo Pop issue. Anyway, yes. I was just having a look at there's one currently being on Ami Ami today, a Playmax 172 scale. If I'm not mistaken, these are not transformable like the Bandai, because so this is Ichijo Hikaru's Valkyrie. I think the one was Roy Fokker, but it was already in the form of a jet. I might be wrong here, but Playmax is pretty much action. It's not an action figure. It's a model kit, so you need to paint it yourself. Takopi. I've seen this fella before. Not too sure what what the IP is, and everybody should know who these guys are. That's a big nendoroid then. Krang. Bungo Stray Dogs. Oda Sakunosuke. I've not read nor watched this, but yeah. I don't know. The point of an Android is pretty much having chibi versions of characters you like. I don't know. It's probably my personal bias, but depends on the character and how the story goes. For example, okay, I do have Chainsaw Man Android, so you get. I guess I'm not the person to be criticizing why should I have somebody like him being an android, I guess. but nah. Anyway, yeah, like I wouldn't get Evangelion Android, for example. And then again, if I do have a chance to buy it, I'll probably buy it. So yeah, I better shut up because I'm not talking. I'm pretty much talking out of my ass here. So another manga from Stray Dog character, Sakaguchi Yango. No idea who this is. Given, as you can see, all the blokes are by Orange Rouge. Given. I need to figure out what these Given characters are. So, Toilet Hanako. Toilet bound Hanako-kun. An Android doll. Yeah. I'm not too keen on Android dolls. But yeah, you could use the head of the Nendoroids and pretty much put it on the bodies. And I guess play, dress them up, or have different scenarios with characters, I guess. Not too bad, really. I mean, I do find anything when it comes to proper fabric clothing, you sometimes wonder if it's going to be ill-fitting and they'll look strange. But this looks quite good. Tokyo Revengers. Oh yeah, the animes. The manga's just finished apparently. Some people were saying it's gonna be not a good ending. But I'm a bit 50-50 with Tokyo Revengers. Yeah, it's hype. It's all right. So Monjiro Sano, volume 24 cover illustration. Oh, volume 24 of the manga. That's nice. And is it this is a skill. It's got to be a skill. Nice one. And Draken, presumably from the same same volume 25 cover. Sorry, that was volume 24. This is volume 25. Yes, I think I have to stop buying Tokyo Revenge and Androids. I'll tell you why I've been buying them. I've got a diorama that's got a kitchen in it. And at the moment, I've got Mikey being a chef. And then I bought a oden stall. If you know what oden is, oden's a wintry dish in Japan. And if you're in Malaysia, you would have seen it in Family Mart. It's basically like it's a soup dish. So basically, oden stalls are found by the streets in Japan, especially during winter. So if you're into steamboat, siapa yang makan steamboat tu tahulah. So basically, I've bought Draken. So Draken's now arrived, and then I started buying them. So my plan is to have this restaurant where Mikey is working in, next to the. I'll get pictures up on my Instagram once this is done. The stall, I bought the stall a long time ago from Rement. It should be good. So basically, it's going to be one of my bookcases, the shelf. I'm going to empty it and pretty much lay out the diorama. So having a restaurant next to a field with once it's done, you'll see it. So not too sure whether having too many people in the Oden stall would be good. World Trigger, Kogayuma, no idea who this is. Skate, not watched this, but I'm aware of the French IP. Another one for Skate, Langa. So Ranga and Reki. Oh dear. Um, Junjito. I don't want to know what her faceplate looks like. Her other faceplates, I mean. Yu Yu Hakusho. Oh yes. I lo- what's his name? Obviously now Hunter x Hunter's back. But take that with a pinch of salt. He might get ill again. I mean, not that you want to wish ill on a person, but at the rate Hunter x Hunter has been on hiatus, you know, you'd wish that he'll just finish the story as soon as. But yes, that's it. Togashi Yoshihiro. So basically, Yu Yu Hakusho is a manga prior to him making Hunter x Hunter, and yeah, they've got Kuwabara Kazuma and Hiei. I can't remember whether they've got the other two, because yeah. So you've got all four in this one: Kurama, Hiei, Kazuma, and Yusuke. I'm sure that they have the other two androids. I might be wrong. Inuyasha. Yeah. Takahashi Rumiko. My first dalliance with her work was Ranma and a Half, and a long time ago I bought one or two volumes of the manga, and obviously in those days when you were a student, you were a bit skinned, you couldn't afford to collect it. I think they've reissued the manga now in an omnibus version to continue reading, but anyway, back to Inuyasha. Her works were pretty much well loved still. So I've not watched Inuyasha yet, but at the moment I'm watching the remake of what you call it, Urusei Yatsura. That's quite funny. It feels a bit dated, albeit made in the 21st century. But I guess they can't give it a new spin because it'll just lose the charm that was meant to be presented. So we've got a bunch of Inuyasha's pop-up breads. Sango, Mirku, Ring, and Jaken. Onwards, Zatch Bell. I have no idea what this is. Right, a few characters from Amnesia in android form. This is another example. For example, you know, if I'm a fan of this, and this is what the character looks like, can you imagine them being shortened? I'm sure it'll look good, but you know, I'd rather get skills of these guys, because you know, look at the design on the like JoJo figures. JoJo's, again, I'm a new fan of JoJo's, and obviously the go-to figure for JoJo will be the Medicos Super Action series. It's got better joints than Figmas, and again, they're not to scale, but if you were to ask me, they'll probably be about 1/9 or 1/10. And Medicos have done a good job in sculpting the figures, painting the faces. You know, you wouldn't get them looking like that. So yeah, guys like this shouldn't be an android. And the late Stanley. Yes, Hatsune Miku. You know, she'll probably have 100 figures a year. But yeah, I mean, no, I'm not criticizing Good Smile to cash on her, but she's well loved, and the characters that they make I mean, a lot of them are bangers. I mean, look at this. Dynamic poses, dynamic sculpt. I'm really into hair sculpts, but this will take a large area in your details. Yeah, I can't stand her voice though. I have a couple of nendoroids. Pochako. Oh, Kigurumi pajamas. I see. Is it for Oh, it's for Nendoroid dolls. Yeah. Cinnamoroll. If I want this, I'll get a plushie. Doomsday with my dog. I have no idea what series this is, but from that title, might be a comedy of doomsday proportions. Skataha or FGO. I don't follow Fate, but God, figures of Fate characters are her bunny 1/4 scale is fantastic. Her 1/7 scale, the one with the bottle and the wine glasses, are fantastic. I have to admit, I bought 2 Fate nendoroids, both of them of Altria, the Alter version with the motorbike. Although I would like to get the one with the scale version of the motorbike. But to spend 30,000 yen on a franchise that I don't even watch nor play, not really something that I should be doing. Tsukihime, a piece of blue glass moon, seal. Again, I have no idea about this series. Hello, what's this? Oh, Pony. Oh yeah, I just noticed that Pony Canyons recently have joined the fray into manufacturing figures. For those not in the know, Pony Canyons, originally a record label, they still is a record. Pony Canyons is still a record label. It's got its fingers in many pies, including other sort of media like TV and film. Girls Frontline. I do hope that's bubblegum. That's Finland. Heavy damage version. In my opinion, heavy damage versions in figure speak is less clothes. Uma Musume. A friend of mine recommends me to watch Uma Musume. I don't know, I'm a bit biased when it comes to, I'm alright with cats, bunnies, horses though. Yeah, and to think that they'll be running around a circuit like, yeah, they're cute, but Princess Connect, yeah, another gacha game that I have no idea what it's all about, but that's not bad for a Figma. That's really nice. Yeah, a skill of this character, Kokoro, should be good. Sai Games. I just learned about this company. They do a lot of anime as well. And this is from Kantai Collection. Yeah, this is another weird concept. If you could have girls becoming horses, why not battleships? again, there's so many of them. There's just so many of them. And what? The Battle Cats. I need to look it up. Toho Project. Summer Frost version. Right, so these are pouches so that you could bring your Nendoroid doll with you when you go shopping or traveling. And a bed. So pretty much you got a few Christmassy related Nendoroid accessories. One accessory from Good Smile which I really like, the Nendoroid. No, it's not. It is Nendoroid more. They do alternate bodies. So for example, they have the Yukata one for the Matsuri range. They've got the more sober winter furisodes or winter kimonos for New Year. But the one that I'm looking for will be the bunny ones, and those cost a bomb, like above 100 USD if you do find them mint in sealed boxes. I've kind of given up at the moment. I've got an alert going on Mercari and Yahoo Japan auctions via Buy Zilch. I've not seen them at all. There was a seller in I'm not going to mention it. It's just going to make my blood boil. But yeah, so anybody who has those, hold on to them or sell them to me. Yeah, so for example, the Nendoroid mod does, for example, wedding themes, for example. So obviously this is not painted yet, but yeah, bed, sleigh. So probably they'll have, I wonder if they're going to have a Santa theme body for the Nendoroid More range, I guess. I have no idea what Guilty Princess is, but this is Playmax. So, oh, it is posable. Now, as I understand it, Playmax kits, you need to paint. If you have to paint it like this is nuts. But there are, if you go onto YouTube, those people who are into Playmax kits, I mean, obviously, if you are into model kits, anything like Gundam or Tamiya kits, World War II kits, the paint work on those by people with good hands and obviously artistic skills. It's just superb. So, you get people criticizing, not criticizing, giving critiques on how skills have bad painting or whatever. These guys, you could see how they do the shadings on the creases of the body, and it's just fantastic. No idea what this is. Kekimotsu. Oh gosh, I've heard of Kekimotsu. I think I've heard of this illustrator from Gwyn Collects, but I do not know who Rico is, but there you go. Shiroi Koibito Tachi. It only basically I mean white lovers. So white swan, grey girl, black swan. Is this from a doujin or something? I have no idea what this is. Because sorry, just to go back on that one, I mean, it'll be like from Good Smile, or it's from China. Good Smile company, I mean, they're pretty clean. They're not gonna give you real dodgy ones. Nothing wrong with dodgy ones if you are into that kind of stuff, but yeah, a good smile that they don't make, as far as I know, figures yang boleh buka baju. Anyway, onwards. So, my favorite word, I have no idea what so is. Kirin. Kirin means giraffe. Kirin biru ipong. Hitokaiki. Figma. Yeah. See what I mean again? When it comes to characters that are wearing armor, or if they were part robots or whatever, they look great. And Hanayame dog pet girlfriend. I think I saw this on Twitter, and they had a model who actually looks like this, a cosplayer thing. I have no idea what series this is. MX-chan. Oh, this is a scale, I think. Mac Factory. There's a bunch of girls like this that's been made by several. I mean, I think I just no, I didn't just pre-order one. This is one example. This is by Wings Incorporated, but basically you get a meld of traditional and modern aesthetics. So, for example, this is like a samurai, and yet part of a costume looks as if she's wearing a bodysuit that's quite futuristic. So I've got one from, it's not going to come out until next year. I forgot what her name was, but I'll put it in the link below later on, in the description below later on. So you get a bunch of these girls with weapons, and obviously not wearing the correct armor for war. Not that I'm complaining. But yeah. No, but I'm not sure whether she's from a games franchise or whatever. There's no description of who MX-chan is. It might be just an original character. All right, onwards. Where are we now? Oh, we're at the end. Right, so yeah. It's only Saturday, so I'm not too sure whether we'll be getting more of this added on by the end of today, as well as starting of tomorrow. So we'll see. I might not do another stream regarding this, but never say never. So put in the comments below, what do you think of the gallery that you have seen thus far? A website that I would recommend you to follow is this last from France. Okay, sururuberries.com. She's on Twitter, she's on Instagram, but Twitter will be the site of hers to follow, I think. Let me just bring you to her Twitter page. Yeah, so among the figure collector, she doesn't have a YouTube as such, like other figure tubers like Daijo Bobo or Gwyn, but she's really, as you can see, this is 24 minutes ago, and this is from the Ami Hobby Camp 2022 autumn. So that was basically me looking at the gallery that's just grazing the surface of what's available. Perhaps we just have a quick look and see what she's got from Ami. So Ryoko Shinonome. Oh, it's from 13 Sentinels. There you go. Azerlane. Oh yes. I quite like Furio. Furio expensive though, but yeah. Furio, whenever they do the kimono versions of figures, they're fantastic. So this is the scale of Uma Musume. All right. See my point about certain characters being better in scale form. As I said earlier, I'm not a fan of Bungo Stray Dogs, but yeah, they're better off as skills. Lovely project, Enko. No idea what this is. Yeah, so yeah, like Ruru Moy Pop, she's really good. She covers everything. So if you are into stuff like this, I mean, yeah, if you're a collector, you're a collector. What's this? 1/6 girl cheerleading wearing panties as she forgot her cheer brief. What the? Right. So what is this? Ah, look at the company's name, Gentleman. Oh, for a while there, I thought this was Marin Kitagawa. Oh, that's another one. Gosh, we won't be seeing her until next year. I've got Marin pre-ordered, both from Aniplex. Actually, I've got her resin figure from Absinthe Studio downstairs. Still not unboxed her yet. My first, I'd rather not get into collecting resins, because I have a set of 4 small resin figures of Tanjiro, Zenitsu, Inosuke, and Nezuko. If you remember the scene when they were in the entertainment district being sold off as girls. This company did the company that sold it was Favor GK. I think the company that made it was called Momo, I think, and they were the funny as hell. So Nezuko just arrived pretty much 2 weeks ago. But Nezuko, if you were to watch the anime, she wasn't part of the bunch of people that got sold. So they just added her because they'll be missing. I mean, the trio will be missing. Tanjiro will be missing his sister. So yeah, more Gentleman. So not too sure whether this is a new company that does cast off. More Gentleman. Broccoli's. Yeah, they make ecchi figures. But then again, flipping neck. This is Mika and Yuki. No comment. But yeah, if I'm not mistaken, companies like Amiyami don't sell broccoli figures unless they're pre-owned. Yeah. Yes, Amakuni. Yeah, my only Amakuni figure is, if I got it here, no, is that of Asuka. Yuiga Hamayui from Origairu. I quite like the one by Eastream, but you need to buy them both together, I think. Well, if it's Eastream, it's going to be 30,000 yen. Yes. I've not played games for the longest time. I used to play Final Fantasy a lot. I did ask somebody whether it's worth trying out Persona 5. Or a lot of people told me to play one of the earlier ones. I think it's 3. I don't even have time to do a lot of things these days. But there you go. Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of gosh. Aniplex, yeah. But being a distributor of a lot of anime series on television, they tend to have first dips into big series like Urusei Yatsura. Buzzmod, if I'm not mistaken, is Aniplex's version of the Figma or Medicosis SAS. So basically, they have they are all posable, if I remember correctly. Yeah, this is obviously because of the fact that the anime is coming out this winter 2023. But personally, if you're into resin figures, though they tend to be, well, depending what you're into. I'm not too sure whether there's a licensed version of resin figures for this, but the Square Enix versions are pretty nice, very nice. I got a 2B by Square Enix, but I got the Play Out Sky version because the fact that she's got her arms are black, so you can't really see the joints. And because I've got a few Final Fantasy Play Out Sky figures, so I can live with it. Yes, this is the one that I'd like to get. The Aniplex Chisato Nishiki. Oh, Takina. Have they got Takina now? There's no image of her yet. Yeah, this is another IP that I recently tried watching, only to find it's just getting a bit sameish. Again, about a girl and a average guy. So this is kind of the opposite of Komi-san, with the difference that she is not as annoying as Nagatoro. But again, that's how it is, I guess, with any form of IP. There will be imitators. My experience with Union Creative is very limited. I've got a couple of UC figures, but I think I do agree they're a bit hit and miss. I'm a fan of Yomu's Doki-chan original doujins, and personally, I have no complaints of how UC sculpted Doki, but I'm fine with it. Yes. To Love-Ru, I watched a couple of episodes, and I've just started buying the manga to read whilst waiting to find some time to watch the anime. That I find To Love-Ru funny, a bit juvenile, but funny. Oh dear, I'm gonna die next year. This is Alter. Wow. They need to do one of her as, what's her name? Oh gosh, the first cosplay that she did. They need that one, not this one. Alter. Okay, I've got a confession. I don't play Azulin. I just pre-ordered an Alter, well, 2 Alter figures. Obviously, they wouldn't be in this list here because it's already out. Is this? No, this is the seaside. No. This is another character that I think for some reason, well, not for some reason, season 4 of Overlord was out in the summer, and our Overlord's not been out for 4 years, so Albedo's got a new lease of life with regards to having new figures out, and I just flip in. Well, her Kadokawa, very nice skill, is on the way at the moment. Alta's doing her as well. The only thing about Albedo, though, you need to watch out as much as how nice the sculpt or paint work would be. Just look at her face. Sometimes they make it too cute, too pretty. I mean, I'm not saying that she's not pretty, but there's a way that, I mean, obviously she has a particular her facial characteristics need to be accurate, put it that way. So since it's a Kadokawa IP, so I've noticed the Kadokawa one was actually quite good. My other Albedo is one by Freeing. That one was pretty good as well. The one with the Akimakura. Yeah, I think there's a few other makers. I think I've seen one by Kotobukiya, and she looks a bit too nice looking, but she doesn't look like Albedo. Well, Asuna is another girl that's everywhere. Fate, FGO. I am grateful that when I was in Japan the last time, I hadn't started buying figures. I did buy one figure in 2016 out of a whim, just because I thought, hey, you're in Akihabara now, get something. But I actually walked through the entire 7 or 8 floors of Mandarake, the black building, if you've been to Akihabara in Tokyo. So took the lift, went to the topmost floor, and pretty much went through the entire building and didn't buy a single item. If I were to do that now, I'll buy half the shop. I don't know. I'm just kidding. But yeah. Yeah, Uma Musume. Right. Anyway, yes, it's either Mizuhara Chizuru or Sakura Jibamai. These two girls, manufacturers will be bored of making different versions of the. Yeah. So, oh, Soniko with a Konosuba collab. Not trying to be crass, but it's little details like this. The thick appearance, that little grip between the stocking and the extra flesh on the subcutaneous tissues of the skin is something that people look at, like Rizalin Stout, for example. Whenever they make figures of her, they need to see that kind of features on her. Oh, this is quite interesting. I've not watched Angel Beats. Yeah. Oh, Rias Grammary. I don't know why she's back. There hadn't been a resurgence of high school D&D of late, so I'm not too sure why we've got her again. Yeah, I did see this before, but I don't like it when they miss out a character. For example, like West Darkness. It's just like when they made the Kadokawa made the Oiran version of the Konosuba girls. It wasn't until a million years later that Aqua was made. I think they made Darkness first and then Megumin, and I finally got my Darkness a few months ago. So I don't know. They've not announced anything about Darkness for this range. I'm not a fan of Race Queen versions, but nothing wrong with the aesthetics though. It'll be nice to get them as a set, but because I've already got enough Konosuba figures, so if there are other characters, Kibutsuji Muzan. Oh yes, Aspire. Aspire is by Sega. So pretty much all Aspire figures, they are PVC, but the presentation of Aspire figures tend to be more like resin statues, so they'll have elaborate setup. One of the best Aspire figures that I've seen is the one that's got Deku and Stain, depicting them in that battle when they were in the city. It pretty much looked like one of the panels within the manga. Very well done. No comment. The problem with this kind of images, the Japanese makers, they'll say, no, that's not what you think it is. That's cream from a cake or some stuff. But you know bloody well what they're trying to depict on this. So this kind of figures, I'm totally not a fan of. That's it. Fat Company. Fat Company makes great figures. I think I was talking about the Rizalin Stark figure earlier on, the one with the grass on the base. When I bought my Kanawa Fury, she was delayed 4 or 5 times, which is something that Fat does, unfortunately. But yeah, you could see that's the kind of detailing they do. Yes. And if you are into nendoroids and Fat, and would, in fact, all the nendoroid playsets are a collaboration between Fat and GSC. So at the moment, those playsets are a lot of the good ones are made a few years ago, so you need to get them in the aftermarket. So it wouldn't be a problem of delays. That's what I mean. Oh, another Albedo. This one's by Fat, and this is a totally different one because the previous one that I saw that had her with both arms and some gooey stuff going to her fingers. And this is my point again. I mean, very nice sculpt, very nice painting, but her face, doesn't really look like her. Tokisaki Kurumi is another one that's ubiquitous. She's everywhere. All right, so we have a bunch of Fat stuff from Fat Company. Okay, cool. Let's see what we have. FGO stuff. Somebody made a joke saying, "What kind of name is, say, Shonagon?" It is a Japanese name. is the name of the author of the Tales of Genji. So she lived in the Heian era, 10th century AD or something like that. You look it up on Google. So it is a real Japanese name, old Japanese name. Yes, full damage version, meaning they don't wear clothes as much. How can this be a full damage version? She's just woken up. Okay, right. Okay, so we've now gotten into the territory of GSC. So I think we've pretty much covered what's out today. And as I've told you, Moipop, ruruberries.com or Moipop on Twitter. Sorry to make you dizzy. It's just pretty up to date with stuff. So yeah, have a look. So this, for example, now we've been talking about the stuff that she's been showing on, and this is from 2 minutes ago. So okay, that's enough of me rambling. I might just do an edit of this to present it as a better video, but hope you enjoyed this morning ramble. Totally need some coffee. All right, guys. See you soon. Bye.